Hello, everybody. Mr. Emmerman back here just to explain to you one of the big items from chapter 4, which is all about popular culture and folk culture, and that is the difference between popular culture and folk culture. If we take a look at the definition of folk culture, three very significant parameters for that. One, it has to be in a small area. It is very small. The group of people is typically very small in number. Homogeneous means that they're all the same. There's not any diversity. They're all pretty much the same type of people. And they're very isolated. They're typically not around large groups of people. They are not around big pockets of civilization. They are small, homogeneous, and isolated. And the customs, we typically do not know where they're coming from. We typically do not know, when they started. We do not know those things. We just know today in 2020 that they are small, homogeneous, and very isolated. And the only way that their culture spreads is through relocation diffusion. That is the only way. And that's why it's so small and isolated, because they can only spread as far as they are traveling. And so if these groups don't travel far, they remain a small pocket civilization. So think to yourself, you can hit pause if you need to. Are you a member of a folk culture? And if you are, which one? I will tell you, probably the most famous American folk culture, and I don't even consider it a folk culture, but typically it is the one that is most cited in textbooks, are the Amish. Now, if you're a part of popular culture, which we all are part of popular culture, that is a large group of people. Heterogeneous means young, old, different races, different ethnicities, different religions, all kinds of different backgrounds. Even though, we have a lot of differences with other folks, people loved Avengers Endgame. People like Star Wars. Young, old, no matter what the race, no matter what the religion, no matter what the country, and popular culture is very pervasive. And if you take a look at the little meme on the right-hand side of the screen, you see that, the guy from Office Space is saying, fantastic, you can flip a half-empty water bottle. Now, if you could do some real talent, have some real talent, that would be great. That was the water bottle flipping, and that transcended, regional locations. The teenagers across the country, no matter where they were flipping water bottles. Now, you'll look back when you're older and say, oh, that was a fad. But at that time, that was part of popular culture. And it's invented, and its origins and source can be identified. We can trace that back to a young man at a talent show in suburban Chicago. It got on YouTube, got very popular. And via culture, via the media, it spread like wildfire. And the technology in society is connected. So today in 2020, things are spreading like wildfire because of the internet, because of mass media, because anybody can put a tweet out there, or they can put a song on iTunes, or they can, put something on YouTube, and almost immediately it becomes very popular, and it's pervasive. You don't have to be a certain group of people, and it's not relocation diffusion. It is contagious diffusion in which it spreads, and it's hierarchical diffusion in how it spreads. And the node would be the kid in suburban Chicago with the water bottle flipping. It would be maybe Taylor Swift, since he's an influencer, or maybe it's a certain YouTube personality, and they get a trend started or a fad started. And so those nodes, we know them, and we know the roots of popular culture. We know the roots of rock and roll. We know the roots of all these things, and that's what really gives it a vested root system in our popular psyche. So, are you a member of a popular culture? Yeah, you're a member of a lot. And you could probably think of like the music you like, and the movies you like, and maybe if you like to read, or maybe the YouTube people that you may be subscribing to, or whomever it may be, the sports teams you're a fan of. It could be a lot of different things. So what pop cultures do you belong to? Think about that, and we'll be back on the Flippity Flop.